Okay, so let's take a look at the Math 10 Remembers, the thing that we're supposed to remember when doing our methods. So remember, when we're working with measurement, when working with measurement and our conversion factors, make sure that the units cancel when you times by the conversion factor. And if you're an IB student or you're doing physics or something, make sure that you attach the prefix to the base unit. That's hard. Okay, down below we have all of our main distance measurements back and forth between imperial and metric. Off to the right, we have some good old masses to remember. Possibly some volumes. Again, another volume down below. Oh no, that's a volume liters, liquid volume to size volume calculation. Remembering water, 1 kilogram is 1 liter, and that's where that thing off to the left comes from. And then you might be a huge nerd and start using on your prefixes, like the ones that we've seen, like kilo, 1,000, and centa, like 1 over 100, or 10 to the negative 2, some common ones, and a bunch of others. Below that, surface area and volume. Remember, the width of the rectangle is the cylinder's circumference. That's a remember from grade 8. The volume of any prism is area of the base times height, and the base must be the same as the top. And the new shapes that we learned, like the cone and the pyramid, from our volume formula shapes, is just 1/3 of that. So 1/3 area of the base times height. Then we did a bunch of trigonometry with SOHCAHTOA. Remember that your calculator has to be in degree mode. A couple other crazy nerd remembers, whatever. Down below, exponents and radicals. Remember, this is not this. Because if you pick a number for x and substitute it to the left and substitute to the right, it's not equal to each other. So in algebra, that's not that. You can't distribute an exponent into a binomial. You can't randomly bring negative rules and just make up rules. That's not equal to that. Just because x has an exponent of negative 2 doesn't mean we can bring it down. Radicals, don't forget the index. Even if it's a square root, put the 2 there. This is not this. Pick a number. Try it. Figure out if it is or not. Couple of examples. This is not this, and this is not this. Down below, the correction to what to do from the exponents. Squared means 2 of those things, which means that thing times that thing. And make sure, check your answer, pick a number, put it into the question what you think, put into the answer what you think, the same x value, see if it's correct, and you just made sure you did it correctly. Top right-hand corner. So remember, we're going to graph with a table of values. So this is a huge chapter. We're going to graph with a table of values. Remember, we worked through domain and range, and to use the number line if you like and use your hands. We talked about linear relations and positive slopes and negative slopes and zero slopes and undefined slopes. And we looked at linear versus nonlinear, lines and non-lines, and continuous or discrete. Then, down below, we looked at all the different forms, like slope-intercept and slope point and general and blah, blah, blah. Perpendicular rules, negative reciprocal slope, how to go back and forth, and optimal solutions and suboptimal solutions. Remember those. Learn better ways and you'll do way less stuff. Look at this. I don't even have a section for elimination and substitution. Haha. So, functions, y equals f of x. F of x does not mean f times x. F of x is a function. It means put the x value in for x on the left-hand side. Then, word problems. We set them up in general form, where we usually have 2 multiplications. And slope-intercept form, where we usually have 1 multiplication in addition. And be very careful of negatives in your word problems. Like my negative rent in that word problem, where my rent is negative because I have to pay that. Okay, so those are our remembers. Make your own, make mine, whatever.